Hello, everybody. I haven't done a live in a long time. Well, still not doing a live, but this has been a 2 month, well, a little bit more than 2 months in the making video here. So I'm going to do a two-part review of Charlotte Motor Speedway. I know, get excited. And I don't know if you can see them. I got my little earphones, my little earbuds made by Amazon, and that way you don't have to hear voiceover. I can do this or this, and I can hear near top right or top left or top edge, but y'all hear nothing. Yay! I know you're excited because it's really annoying. I know, because I've listened to my own videos and they're really annoying. So anyways, I'm going to take you on a journey, and we're going to go all the way back to last year. August of last year. I know. So, the cool thing is maybe the coolest racetrack. Oh, by the way, what do y'all think of my Christmas outfit? I know, it's cute with its little penguins. And my makeshift, because it's freezing, I got the makeshift long sleeves. Anyway. So, Charlotte Motor Speedway is all the people that work there are incredibly nice. They're all incredibly helpful. They will practically bend over backwards to do whatever you need them to do. It's amazing. So, last year in August, I decided to go visit my friend. We were going to go to the National Federation of the Blind of North Carolina State Convention just because we could. It was in Charlotte, so we didn't have to stay at a hotel. So I decided that if I was gonna go there, and I was there for, I don't know, almost a week, I think. And I decided if I was gonna go there, I was gonna do NASCAR stuff while I was there. So I went to the Hall of Fame, later video. I went to Junior Motorsports. I should do a video on that, but I don't know if I can. It's been too long ago. And I went to Charlotte Motor Speedway. So I called them like a month in advance, and I said, hey, I'm gonna come and I want to do a tour, and I'm blind, so I will be taking an Uber to get there. And I wanted to know, like, the ins and outs of where the Ubers drop me off, like, what. I didn't need a lot of assistance. I just needed to know if it would be easy to find from the Uber drop-off, to find where we needed to go to get our tour tickets. So I talked to quite a few people, but they worked it out so that I got a tour of the Speedway, and it was not tour, like, they don't do tours if there's on-track events that week. So the day that I got my tour, it was not actually on the schedule. They put it in special for me, and I got additional stuff because there was on-track activity and we couldn't do some of the tourist stuff at the time we were supposed to do it. So, but I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of nice people. I think her name was Babette, but I do not remember her last name. She was in some sort of management role. She may not even work there anymore. I don't know. But she got me the tour, and she made sure that I had, I guess if you book a tour, you automatically get to eat lunch at the Speedway Club, but I didn't realize that. So she made sure that I knew that was happening. And she also talked to our tour guide, and she said, she was talking to me, and she said, Hendrick Motorsports is literally right down the road. I knew it was near, but I didn't know how near. She's not wrong. It's right down the road. In North Carolina terms, that could mean it's an hour away, but in this case, it literally meant right down the road. And so we went there on our tour and got to see pit stop practice. So she talked to our tour guide, and he drove us in the Charlotte Motor Speedway van over there to watch it. And he took us through the PRN studio, which I thought was awesome. I mean, there's not much there, to be honest, but I wanted to go because it's PRN and I love them. So we did that. So our tour guide was Toriano. I don't know his last name. I should, but I don't. But he was awesome too. He's super nice guy, and he knows a lot. Like, he knows a crap ton of NASCAR history and random facts and trivia, and he was super fun. Like, we didn't do like the traditional tour, and I think that was partly our fault because he didn't know how to do it with blind people, and we didn't really take the proper time to explain it to him. And I think if I went again, it would be better. But it was not his fault that it wasn't what it was supposed to be. Part of it was that we were there on a day that tours weren't supposed to happen. And part of it was just, I think he just didn't know what to do with not one, but two blind people. So we went, he kind of drove around the property. He took us to the dirt track and the drag strip and showed us different areas. And then he took us, where else did we go? I don't remember. He just kind of told us some fun stories about movies that were filmed there. Talladega Nights, by the way, which I think is just weird. I didn't know that it was filmed there. I really hate that movie, just for the record. Don't hate me for hating the movie, but I don't like it. But he told us some fun facts. He took us, like, I don't know what speed we were going, but he went as fast as the van could go on the drag strip so we could see what it was like to go, you know, not drag racing fast, but like fast. And then we drove around the oval, and then we went into the PRN studio, and we didn't really do much in there, but I took my picture. Then we went to the Speedway Club, and we spent like a good half hour talking to him because he's really fun and interesting to talk to. And then, so this is the coolest part of the entire thing, and none of the people at the track had anything to do with this whatsoever. So I texted when we got there. I got on Twitter and I tweeted Doug Rice from the Performance Racing Network, and I said, hey, this is me hoping that you're at the Speedway today because I need to meet you before you retire. And I sent it, and then we went on our tour, and I didn't check. And after we ate lunch and we went through the gift shop and bought all of our stuff, and I went and spent way too much money in the gift shop, I'm not gonna lie. Like, way too much. Because stuff was on sale, and, you know, you can go broke saving money. So I went a little crazy. But we sat and we were waiting for Uber, and before I booked it, something told me, hey, check your Twitter. So I did. I got on and I looked at my direct messages, and there in my messages, like in my inbox, was a message from Doug saying, like, literally all he said was call me, and he left his phone number. Who does that, y'all? Like, seriously, who does that? I wouldn't do that. I'm like, I would not do that to somebody I don't know. I've never met you. I maybe exchange like 10 tweets with you. Like, I am not giving you my phone number. It's not happening. But he did. And I called it. And he asked us, like, where we were at and if our tour had started. And I was like, you know, I said that we were in the lobby, and I said our tour was over and, like, we were literally getting ready to leave. And I'm sure I sounded really sad and pathetic. Like, I know this isn't going to happen. I'm not going to get to meet you before you retire. Like, I knew. I didn't say that to him out loud, but I said it in the tweet I sent him. So, like, he was like, okay, just stay there, I'm coming. And then he hung up. Like, he didn't even wait to see if I would agree to stay. He just like, I'm coming. And he hung up. And like 45 minutes later, he's there, and I'm trying not to fangirl, but I don't think I did a very good job. But like, we left, or like, he took us back to the studio, and like, I got my picture like in the actual chair that they sit in when they're doing the broadcast, and I got my picture with him. And okay, hold on, y'all. I will be back. I gotta go get something. Here I go. I'm going to get something. So he left us in the studio, and he says, hold on. And he leaves, and I don't know what he's doing. I'm assuming he's like trying to get like souvenirs or something. So he leaves, and he comes back. I'm gonna try not to knock over my camera, because I've never like walked away from it before. So here we go. I am back. Now, I brought with me the thing. So, I should have brought it before I did this video, but so I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but he leaves and he comes back with this. I don't know, it might be too close. It might even be upside down, so I'm gonna hold it this way just in case. Okay, so I don't know if you could see it, but that is a poster that I'm fairly certain came off the wall of his office, because it has the little Velcro tabs on the back. And he said it was not from his personal collection, but I don't believe him, y'all. I don't believe him at all. But I have this poster now, and I still haven't hung it on the wall, and it's over a year later. I know, pitiful. But that was that. And so then we fast forward to December, and I decided I'm going back to Charlotte, and I'm going to go see the Roval. I don't really like the Roval, I'm not going to lie, but I got free room and board. And I figured October would give me enough time. October would give me enough time to save money for a plane ticket and all of that. So I picked the Roval. And I used my rewards points, got my truck and Xfinity tickets, and I thought that was the end of it. So I go, and I waited a little bit too long. I recommend doing at least a full month in advance again, but I neglected to do this. I literally put it at 2 weeks out, which was dumb. But I called them and I said, hey, I got these rewards tickets and I am coming in October to the races, and I'm just curious, like, what kind of accommodations might there be for a blind fan coming to the races? Like, could I get assistance, like, from where the Uber drops off to, you know, like, I haven't been there before. I don't know where anything is. Like, I needed to know, like, where's the fan zone? Where's the bathrooms? Like, where is the ticket, the gates where you get your ticket scanned and you go in, and where's my seat? Like, I don't know all of these things. And Charlotte, y'all, is huge compared to Gateway, which is what I'm familiar with. Gateway is not a straight line, but it feels like a straight line. Like, from, well, it is kind of a straight line. From turn 1 to turn 4 is basically a straight line. But, like, they don't have roads that crisscross, and, like, it's not, there's no shuttles taking you to different places. Like, it's not, it's big, but it's nothing compared to Charlotte. So I get there, and Khadijah has me answer a bunch of questions. Like, she sends me the schedule, and she's like, tell me what of these items you want to do. And some of them I couldn't, because some of them you had to have extra tickets for. And I didn't get them. But, like, I made her the list, and she sent me a schedule of, this is what we're going to do. This is how, when you need to contact me to go to these places. And it was awesome. She literally met me at the Uber drop-off every morning and took me to the fan zone. Because it's complicated. Like, it's probably not that complicated, but it feels complicated, okay? So she took me there, and I think I tease her about this. If I saw her today, I'd still tease her about this. I think she took this assignment because she wanted to drive the golf cart. I think she was having way too much fun driving the golf cart. We had a good time, her and I. Like, she's really fun. I like her a lot. But she is great. Like, she had to be running like crazy, but she has a crap ton of energy. Like, she must have been drinking Red Bull or something, because even late at night, like, it was 10 o'clock and she was still like hyper. Like, I don't know how she did it, but she did, and she was fantastic. Like, she took me to all the places that I needed to be. She never, like, I admit, like, I didn't tell her, like, some of the stuff that I could do and that I didn't need her for, because I was afraid that if I said, hey, I don't need this, then I wouldn't get whatever else I might have needed. So I just didn't. What the heck? My earphones are making a really strange noise. It was so distracting. Anyway, I got to do, y'all, so much crazy cool stuff that weekend. So Sharon, on Facebook, she goes by Sharon Boswell. I am not sure what last name she used. It was different. But I don't remember what it was. So she has a media pass, and she got me infield passes for Friday and Saturday to the Truck and Xfinity garages. That was awesome, y'all. Like, seriously. Awesome! That was the same tone that the noise in my headphones is, which is really weird. But Sharon, so Khadijah met me at the Uber place, took me to the fan zone where I met Sharon, and, Sharon and I had a good time. Like, we went to all the booths and got all the freebie stuff, and, like, I don't know. We didn't really meet any drivers except for Justin Haley, because I feel bad for him, y'all. If you ever see him at a booth, go get his autograph, because there's almost never anybody in his line. Kind of ridiculous. So go and say hi to him, because he's super nice. But that was that. And Sharon took me through the garages, and we collected a mountain of hero cards. I think I ended up with like 115 or something crazy. Like, I literally could fill another notebook full of them. It's nuts, y'all. So I have those. And then, like, whenever I was done with her, I would meet back up with Khadijah, and she would take me to the stands where I would go to my seat. Well, the first day on Friday, while we were waiting to go through the ticket scanner thingy, the security line and all of that, we met up with, I wish I could remember her name, but I don't know what her name is. It was her and some of the ladies from a group called Women in Motorsports. They're kind of awesome, because it's exactly what it sounds like. Women in motorsports, whether it's drivers, whatever position that they want, media, whatever, they are part of this group. And Charlotte Motor Speedway apparently gifted them a suite. And they invited me, even though I had a ticket to sit in the stands, they invited me to come and sit in their suite. I assumed it was just for a little while, But I was told I could stay there for the entire race if I wanted to. And y'all, even though it was October in Charlotte, it was kind of hot. So I was like, heck yes, sure. Like, air-conditioned suite, comfy seat, table, food. Like, who's gonna turn that down? Like, really? And bonus, while I was there, Chad Knaus came and talked to all the ladies in the room. And that was cool. Like, I wanted to get his autograph, but he seemed like he was in a hurry to leave, so I just let him go. But seriously, like, I wanted to really badly. So that was cool. And then, so I sat there for the race. After that, I went to the JGR Fan Fest, which Khadijah got me a wristband for. You're supposed to be, I think, present to get those, but she talked to someone and they got it for me. And then I went to the hauler parade, which, by the way, didn't happen before we left. And I didn't complain because, like, Khadijah had been there all day, and I'm fairly certain that she was off the clock when she came to walk me through the JGR autograph line. And that was cool, but she took video and pictures for me. But also, like, I'm pretty sure she was supposed to be off the clock at that point. And she sat there and waited with me through that, plus the hauler parade, which, as I said, didn't actually happen before we left. But it was an hour! Like, I don't know what the delay was. There was some sort of delay. I don't know what it was. We never did figure it out. But, sorry. That was gonna bug me. There was some sort of delay, and we went. She just took off on the golf cart and went along the side of the trucks and took a little video, or several little videos, of the different haulers. It was kind of funny, actually. But we never did get to see the actual parade. And then on Saturday, she met me again at the Uber drop-off and took me to the fan zone. And then we went back on the infield, and y'all, I got to meet Jim Pullman, who is now Kyle Busch's crew chief, but this year he was Justin Allgaier's, and last year, championship winners. Yay! Yay! That was my favorite championship of all time. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah. But I got to talk to him for a little while and thank him for his donation that even got me to that track, because without it, I would have had to cancel the trip. And, I mean, it wasn't just his donation, but all of the people collectively that donated got me there. And that was awesome. So I got to thank him personally and congratulate him on the championship. And then later on, I'm pretty sure I drove Sharon nuts, because y'all, if you know me, y'all know that I shouldn't say this, but like the only driver that really matters to me in the Xfinity garage is Justin Allgaier. Like, it's just how it is. Like, I can't help it. And so we went through the Xfinity garage 3 times before we found him. And I am a brat because, like, I talked to him and I hugged him because I will show it to you in a future video, but I don't know if you can see it. Up here above my head is this little helmet that I had him sign for me. It's beautiful. It's the replica of the championship helmet. And I can take it down. This one is Ross Chastain's. Should have got that signed, because you can go and see the YouTube short. Oh, my flags are gonna fall. This one is Justin's, and it is signed by him and Willow and Harper. Because Justin rocks and took it and got it signed for me. And I gave him a hug and thanked him for it. But the reason I was a brat is because Connor Zillage was standing right there, and I didn't say a word to him. Like, I said hi, and I thanked him for his autographed hero card, and I took a picture with him. But otherwise, I basically ignored him. Like, and I didn't even, like, think about it until after the whole thing. Like, after I talked to Justin and I walked away, and I was like, oh, that was rude. But I wouldn't have been able to meet him if it wasn't for Sharon and getting me those infield passes, so that was cool. And she was able to do that because the guy in the media center knows her, and he got me one, and she was able to take me around. So that was cool. Then I went to my Xfinity seats. I watched the race, and then the tickets got me into the, oh goodness, what even race? I don't even remember what race that was. That was after the Xfinity, but I hadn't seen it, so I stick around to watch it. I posted it on Facebook, and now I can't even remember what race it was. But anyway, I watched a little bit of it, and then it was funny because when Khadijah came back to get me, she was like, wow, you look tired. And I was just like, dude, is it that obvious? But apparently it was. So that was Saturday, and then Sunday, y'all, I was able to buy a ticket from a friend of a friend of a friend. Like, I don't even know the friend of my, like, I know my friend that I stayed with, but I didn't know her friend, and I didn't know that lady's friend. But I bought her ticket. Sadly, her husband he has cancer, and so he couldn't go because he didn't feel good. So I'm kind of, like, it's kind of sad that he couldn't go, but I got to buy her ticket, which then, y'all, allowed me to go to the Ross Chastain breakfast, where I got to experience more of the wonderful Charlotte Motor Speedway staff. They were super nice. Like, they walked with me through the buffet line, because some blind people can do buffets, but I hate them. Like, I hate them with a serious passion. And I don't know, I probably still would have bought a ticket. I was going to say I might not have, but it's Ross, so I'm sure that I still would have bought a ticket. But I probably wouldn't have eaten anything, because I don't know how to navigate buffet lines. Like, how do you find the utensils? How do you find what food you're putting on your plate? Like, how do you even know? But the ladies that were there, one of them went through the line with me and got all my food, which I thought was incredibly nice. She didn't have to do that. And then another one of the guys that worked there, I guess, unless he was lying to me and I'll never know, but he was super nice. Like, he talked to me for a little bit in the lobby, and then a little while later he came back. I was waiting for Khadijah, because Sundays she had like a gazillion more things to do than she did the rest of the week. So I was just waiting for her to come and get me to go to the fan zone. And Maverick, I believe his name was, came, and he's like, hey, it's me again. Would you like me to take you over there? Because he knew what I was going for. It was to meet Richard Petty, and I needed to be there by a certain time. And I was like, that would be awesome if you could do that. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm off duty, so, like, apparently he just came in to work the breakfast, which is kind of weird, but, I mean, it's not weird, but, like, yeah. So he walked me over there, and that was cool. And the guy who works at the trailer, y'all, remembered me. I've never had a souvenir trailer person remember me, but he does. I met him, well, I didn't meet him, but, like, I saw him in St. Louis at Gateway when I was meeting Michael McDowell and Justin Haley. And then I saw him again in Charlotte meeting Justin Haley, and he remembered me. And then, because he remembered me, when Sharon asked him if he had any more tickets left for Richard Petty. He was like, well, actually, meet me over there. And like, we went around to the backside of the trailer and he gave us a wristband. And he's like, I keep some of these for the special people. So I'm a special person, which is awesome. I don't know if that's true, honestly. Like, he may have made that up. Either way, I don't care, because I got one. And, like, I'll take all the blind privilege. Like, that's what my friend calls it, blind privilege, and I probably shouldn't, but I'll take it, you know. So, Charlotte Motor Speedway, both for tours and for racing events, gets a big thumbs up. Yay! I would go back there if I wasn't on a mission to go to all of the racetracks. I would definitely go back there because the people are super nice and I have a place to stay, so I don't have to get a hotel. So anyways, the only hiccup in this whole entire thing was actually Uber, because I couldn't get a cell phone signal for some reason on Sunday night. I waited like an hour and a half before I could get a signal to even call the Uber. It was stupid. It might not have been that long, but from the actual time that the race was over until the time I left, it was literally 2 hours. It was stupid. But that was not the racetrack's fault. So, they get a great big yay, and I would go back again. Even though I don't like the Roval, but maybe I would go to the Coke 600, or at least, I don't know. I don't know if I could sit through the Coke 600, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that is a long race. I don't know if I could do it. But, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go back to the Roval. So, anyways, an hour later, I don't even know how long I've been talking. An hour later, 32 minutes, it says. I just want to end by saying, please like this video and comment if you want to, and share, and subscribe, because I want to be popular. I want to be popular. Make me popular. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Please.